Today, I'm going to talk to you about the 7 mistakes to avoid as an entrepreneur. Failure to avoid these 7 mistakes will result in a non-functional LLC and may cause you to lose hundreds and even thousands of dollars. Avoiding these 7 costly mistakes will result in a properly formed LLC, which will bring you the happiness and joy, the freedom of being an entrepreneur. You probably clicked on this video because 1, you're an entrepreneur, and 2, you want to be able to avoid the costly mistakes down the road. Well, this is the video for you. I'm Andrew, I'm from the Malai Law Firm, where we help entrepreneurs just like you start their businesses without dealing with all the complicated legal forms. Our done-for-you service is backed by over 1,915 5-star Google reviews, and we will help you start your business as well. Recently, I am a law school graduate who is currently waiting for my bar results. And now I'm helping entrepreneurs just like you start their businesses. Now, without further ado, let's talk about the 7 mistakes that you want to avoid as an entrepreneur. The first mistake most entrepreneurs make is choosing the wrong entity type. Now, we know that there are several types of business entities that you can have. One of them is an LLC. One of them is a professional corporation. One of them is known as an S corporation. One of them is known as a C corporation. Now, there are multiple options to choose from, but only one of these options will do you any good. Only one of these options will provide you with the benefits that you're seeking. What typically happens is you're starting a business and you're really excited. So what you do is you go online and you begin to do your own research. Now, it would be nice if there was one website that provided exactly what you needed. And it would be nice if all the websites that you visited were all consistent. But unfortunately, that's not the case. One website will tell you to set it up as example ABC. Another website will tell you to set it up as example XYZ. These websites are not consistent. However, when you request the professional's assistance, they will provide you with that consistent information that you need to properly choose the correct business entity. Now, a lot of entrepreneurs that I deal with choose an LLC. And when we discuss that choice, I make sure to confirm why they're choosing the LLC and why the LLC is beneficial to them. But you also have individuals. I also work with clients, but I also work with clients who are dentists, lawyers, family therapists, nurses. Now, these individuals, especially if you live in California, these individuals cannot set up an LLC. They are prohibited from setting up an LLC if they choose to create a corporation. They are required by law to get approved by their specific boards. And in order to get approved, they need to set up a professional corporation specifically for their practice. So you'll have a professional corporation for nursing, a professional corporation for lawyering, a professional corporation for family therapy, for nursing. It is important that you choose the right entity, or else you will end up losing out on money. You will end up having to spend more money to correct these mistakes when you could have done it correctly in the first place by receiving expert guidance. The second mistake that you want to avoid as an entrepreneur is the wrong tax classification for your business. Now, a business can be taxed in many different ways. It can be taxed as a C corporation. It can be taxed as an S corporation. It can be taxed as a normal LLC. If you're sole proprietor, it can be taxed as a sole proprietorship. There are many different types of classifications to choose from. And the only way that you're going to benefit from the business is if you choose the correct tax classification that will bring you the savings that you're looking for. One of the positive benefits of having an LLC is the fact that your income from the business is not subject to double taxation. But the thing is, if you elect the wrong tax classification, you're not going to benefit from that LLC. You're not going to benefit from that business entity that you created. It is important that you receive expert guidance in deciding which tax classification is right for you. The third most common mistake entrepreneurs make is that they fail to list the right business address. It is important that you list the right business address in order for your LLC to be properly formed. When it comes to your business address, you have different options. Your first option is you can use your personal address at home. However, with this option, your address is made public. The second option you have is creating a virtual address. Creating a virtual address will allow your personal address to remain anonymous. Many entrepreneurs list the P.O. box as a business address. However, this is not allowed. That's why it is important to receive a lawyer's or a professional's guidance in choosing a business address that best fits you. The fourth most common mistake entrepreneurs make is that they establish their business in the wrong state. You hear it all the time. You go on website number 1 and it tells you, form your LLC in Wyoming. Website number 2, you go on that website and it tells you, form your LLC in Delaware. However, you live in California. What is your best option? Should you form it in accordance to website 1? Should you form it in Wyoming? Or should you form it in accordance to website 2? Should you form it in Delaware? Or option 3, should you form it in the state that you live in? This is a common mistake that entrepreneurs make. They hear all this noise on the website. Form your LLC in Wyoming. Form your LLC in Delaware. Form your LLC in Nevada. If you live in a state, for example, if you live in California, you must register your LLC in the state that you live in. So in this example, you would form your LLC in California. You wouldn't form it in Wyoming, you wouldn't form it in Delaware, you wouldn't form it in Nevada, you would form it in California. Being able to choose the right state to form your business will allow you to avoid monthly expenses, yearly expenses that you would expend on a registered agent, on the annual maintenance fee. That's why it is important that you receive the expert guidance that you need to start up your business. That way, you can automatically begin the business operations and management, and you don't have to worry about, did I file it in the right state? Did I establish my LLC in the right state? The fifth mistake entrepreneurs make is that they fail to file their annual reports and taxes. You see, once you start an LLC, your work doesn't stop there. You must continuously file the correct reports and the correct taxes. Failure to do so will result in a detrimental effect to your business. That's why it is important that you receive an expert's guidance that will inform you as to the steps that you have to take. The beautiful thing about professionals and experts that work in the business field is not only will they guide you through the process, through step 1, through step 2, through step 3, they will complete the process for you. It doesn't get much better than that. The last thing you want is your entity becoming dissolved. The sixth mistake entrepreneurs make is that they fail to dissolve their business entity when they stop using it. A lot of entrepreneurs believe that, okay, they're going to create a business, they're going to start it. And one day, if they no longer want to be a part of that business, they're just going to put their hands up and they're going to let that business be. It is important that you not do that. If you have a business right now and you're thinking about putting it on pause, or you're thinking about quitting for a prolonged period of time, it is important that you dissolve your business. Those are just two things from a list of obligations that you have as an owner of an LLC. That's why it is important that you dissolve your LLC if you choose to no longer do business. Because once you dissolve that LLC, you will no longer be responsible for these maintenance obligations. Receive an expert guidance as to how to dissolve your LLC. Now, the seventh mistake entrepreneurs make is that they fail to get the proper tax identification numbers. Specifically, if you are a non-US resident, in other words, if you live overseas, you must receive an ITIN number in order to pay taxes in the US. But you probably wouldn't know that unless you spoke with an expert. So you have to ask yourself, what resources are out there for entrepreneurs like yourself? The number one advice I can give you is hire a lawyer. Avoid costly mistakes. Hire someone who will make sure that the details are properly filled out, that the I's are dotted and the T's are crossed. If you want expert guidance, click the link in the description below for your free consultation. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe button so you don't miss any more videos. It's time to invest in yourself. It's time to rise.